What's crackin', movie trivia Schmoedown fans? It's your boy C-Dub, and today we got in the team division. We got the Scream Queens taking on the Odd Couple. They are both solid teams, but I gotta go with the Odd Couple on this. The winner, of course, will go to Chicago to take on Who's the Boss to play whoever the team champions are. Hopefully it's the Shire Wolves, but let's get this match started.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the movie trivia Schmoedown. 35 competitors. Who's going to be the last person standing? 5 competitors will start at the table. People who have the lowest amount of points on the desk will be eliminated, and then new competitors will enter.
You never know who's coming down the ramp next.
You guys can be there to watch it all go down in downtown LA. Give it up for John.
Come on.
Wow, Berman has not missed. Head to head to figure out who is the ultimate champion here.
What the hell?
This is something special. Roxy, where are you?
Jeff, I'm in Orange County right now. I got a call from Emma this morning. She was super frantic, and she told me that I had to rush to Orange County, so I got my car and I drove an hour and a half here, and then I show up and it's an abandoned building somewhere in Orange County, and obviously I'm not going to make the match now.
I know who this was. This was Grace. This is the work of Grace Hancock.
I called the number back because I wanted to know who it was, and it wasn't Emma's phone, obviously, so I guess maybe it was Grace. What a crazy psycho. Like, why would somebody do that?
Dude, you're telling me. I know the woman. I've worked with her for years. She's nuts. She'll do anything to stop us from getting to Chicago, and I'm not going to let it happen.
Well, don't let her make us lose this. I know that I'm not going to be there, but you guys can do this. We're going to Chicago. We're going to beat Who's the Boss. We're taking them down. I don't care what Grace is planning or anybody's planning. Concentrate, focus. You guys can do this.
Who are you talking to? Of course I'm going to concentrate. Of course we're going to do this.
I know. That's what I'm a little worried about. Just don't wear the wig, okay?
Okay. I won't wear it.
Okay, tell Enrico I say good luck.
What a matchup. What a team of matchups we have for you here tonight. We are broadcasting live from the Valley. 818 till we die. Are we going to keep pushing with positive energy? You got it, Christian. In the words of the great baseball player / comedian, the late great Brody Stevens, these matches will be throwing high 80s with movement.
Yeah, now, one thing I would like to say before we get started, and we've been very excited for this, as you know. Last night, or yesterday, we got the very unfortunate news that a very close friend of both myself and Mark and other people here, Mr. Brody Stevens, has passed away. And it struck me, it hit me in my core pretty hard last night. This is somebody that I was pretty close with when I was at the Comedy Store. He was very encouraging, one of the nicest human beings I think that I've ever met, and it really hurt. So I just wanted to let everyone know out there, if you had never seen Brody's comedy, if you had never heard of Brody, please go find him, because you talk about a guy that can bring laughs like that, a very unique voice, and he'll be sorely, sorely missed.
Brilliant, energetic, one of a kind, all words used to describe Brody Stevens' comedy. He was the comic that all the other comics would rush in to not miss his set night after night, and he was so kind and giving to each and every comic, whether they were at the top of their game or they were just starting out. Brody Stevens was a friend to everyone in the community. It was nice being there at the Comedy Store last night, being on stage, getting to be around that community and see just how loved Brody was. And because, like I said last night, us comics, we're not really big on moments of silence. So instead of that, how about we just get a big round of applause right now for Mr. Brody Stevens. We love you, Brody. We're going to keep the positive energy going because of you. And you can find on Christian and I's individual Twitter feeds a number of different ways that if you are feeling lost, if you're feeling hopeless or despondent, you are not alone. You can get in touch with a number of different hotlines. We are all here for you. We're one big happy family in the Schmoedown and here on planet Earth, and we want you to stick around. And Christian, with that, you talk about the fact that this is a family, this is a community that you and I have built here in the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. You never think you're going to get to the heights where you're live streaming a pay-per-view event like this across the entire globe, but we are here back, and this is the first one we've done in our Collider studio.
Yeah, listen, this is the big one because last year at the Spectacular, there was a big plan that was announced. And first of all, the patrons, for any of the patrons that are watching right now,
Hi, thank you.
thank you. You guys, like I said, it is the lifeblood. It is the reason that we are on the air right now, is everything that you guys have done for us. For the viewers right now that are watching, that can't be patrons, but you're liking, you're sharing, you bought the live stream tonight to check it out. We are going to be doing events like this. We've done a live events. We did New York. We're doing Chicago. We're going to be live at the Free For All. We decided, why not do a live event for the time that we are not, the months that we're not on the road? Let's do it live in the studio.
Here.
What a card to kick it off.
Woo! Mom, become a patron so you don't have to pay $2.99 for the individual events. Thank you. Now look, Christian, you look at the two events we have. Obviously, there's an Inner Geekdom title match to be solved here, and some people call it an undercard. I would say Scream Queens versus The Odd Couple. That is main event territory because we have two teams that are ready for some blood.
This is a really solid matchup. It just kind of came to be because the Scream Queens, both Haley and Kaylin, they are 2-0. They had a very strong year, and who knows where they would have gone had Anarchy not have happened. But they won 2 straight matches. They beat the Garden Hosers, and they also beat Only Stupid Answers, and they have shown as a team that they can play together. They've played in the exhibition together. They are horror experts, so this is a big match for them, but they're going up against really 2 solid competitors in Mark Andreyko and Jeff Snyder. Jeff Snyder is a former team champion. He was part of the Lion's Den with Mark Andreyko, and he held that title for a long time, over a year and a half. He knows what it's like to be the champion. Mark Andreyko hasn't gotten to a title yet, but he's been in the main event picture all last year. They team back up. Emma has to step down. She's no longer the manager of the Fife Club, so Mark Andreyko says to Roxy, hey, manage us, put us together, here we go. Now, I don't know what happened to Roxy and why she can't be here. That's something we'll have to figure out later on, but they're here, and it's going to be a pretty dynamic match.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Roxy or Orange County. I know you barely understand FaceTime or texting as it is, so we're a little confused on that front. But look, the Scream Queens, they have their most formidable opponent yet, because I guarantee, unlike the Garden Hosers, The Odd Couple, they're not hungover. They have been training for this for a long time. Andreyko and Snyder getting in touch, because Andreyko called Snyder, and Snyder, when he calls Andreyko, well, that's the most important, that's the biggest phone call he'll ever have to take.
Yeah, I like what you did there. I like what you did. But, you know, the other thing, yes, we are here for this team matchup. Whoever wins this match goes to Chicago to play Who's the Boss in a #1 contender match. We know that's the stakes. But the main event tonight, the reason why a lot of people are here watching right now, excited in the studio, it is the biggest Inner Geekdom title match we have ever had. And the reigning Movie Trivia Schmoedown Inner Geekdom champion, Mike the Killer Kalinowski, will defend his championship against Rachel the Crusher Cushing. That is right. This is a match coming. This is the second time.
The Rachel Cushing fans just woke up.
I know. This is the second time that they have played in Inner Geekdom. This is the third time that they have played, and Rachel has won every time thus far. Can Mike Kalinowski get over that hump tonight? Can he beat the one person he has not been able to beat so far in this league? We don't know. Rachel Cushing, if she does it tonight, if she can win the championship, she will be the second person to ever be double belted, the first ever to be double belted in Inner Geekdom, and the first ever woman double belted champion.
That's right. In Burbank tonight's going to be one old big nerd alert coming in just about an hour. But before that, we have the Scream Queens and the Odd Couple.
Yeah, and as far as that matchup, you want to see how they got here? Here you go.
The Scream Queens, some newbies here today. They are experts in the horror genre.
Greta Gerwig.
She's got it! What are you doing now? And your winner! The Scream Queens have won it.
And the Scream Queens, my God, they just like the world is their oyster. If they like oysters, they want to keep winning. They had that first taste of victory. They want to keep going. Scream Queens! 3-1. And your winners! And the Scream Queens find themselves now 2-0. Well, whoever else is out there, they want to play them. So they're here. The Scream Queens are here to play.
Anarchy. The Insnider, Jeff Snyder. Mark Andreno. Sam Mendes.
And your winner!
They are capable of working together. You're a force to be reckoned with, and you can take it all the way.
And your winner!
Can't be a sore loser. We lost fair and square, that's true. And I'm really proud of them. They did everything they could today. Hopefully we'll see you back again here soon after the tournament.
And I'm without a manager now, so I was wondering if maybe... Awesome, fantastic.
We have to get Snyder.
Of course, yeah, absolutely.
Where is he?
I don't know, in the alley somewhere probably.
Odd Couple and Scream Queens. Here we go. And also, let's let everybody know you can get this on audio. That's right. We are partnered up with Himalaya. Himalaya and the Apple Podcast feed. Get the Schmoedown feed. Once again, if you can't be a patron, totally understand. If you are a patron, you want to listen to it, it is a fun show to listen to because we've had our producer, Chris Clark, on audio, who has been really cleaning
Hell of a
things up.
singing voice on that kid.
Meatloafing it up. But I'll tell you what he does really well, you listen to these matches now. I listen to him on the Apple Podcast
feed.
Yeah, and it sounds like a full-on sports film. It's
pretty impressive stuff. Like a bat out of hell, Chris Clark is doing work for us. You can go to Himalaya.fm for more information. Do we do notable accomplishments?
We do.
What the hell do we do
All right, here we
We're
go.
live. I'm confused.
We have
What's going
notable
on?
accomplishments. Here we go.
What have they done?
First of all, you got the Scream Queens. They have 2 victories back to back. They're both horror aficionados, and they went undefeated. Undefeated at season 5.
2-0.
Now, the Odd Couple. These are former stablemates. Now, stablemates, once again, they have experience, and they have 10 title matches between the both of them. They've also been in 4 tournaments between the both of them.
I just love the term stablemates.
Yeah.
We have a Salt Lake back there for the Odd Couple.
Are you ready to get going?
I am prepared.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the movie trivia Schmoedown.
I like the way you do that. Almost as good as I do it.
Introducing first, with a record of 2 wins, no defeats, Kaylin and Haley, the Scream Queens. Wait a minute.
That is
That's
not
not
Haley or
That's
Haley.
what is
It
this?
appears to be
That's Sam
Levine, freshly tanned back from South Florida.
That's Single Commissioner Sam Levine.
Yeah.
Sam, we're taping you, buddy.
Oh God, guys, I'm so sorry. No, it's just like a really important call came in, and like this is the only spot in this whole building that gets cell service. It's
All right.
sorry, I really don't
We're
want
live.
to
We're live. This is on the air right now.
No, I know, but look, it's
No.
it's a big deal. It's
not a
my
good-
agent calling,
Okay.
and they're rebooting Scream, I
Yeah.
guess, and so they want me to be like the celebrity death cameo at the top of the
That's
movie or
pretty big.
something.
When's that going on?
That's a great question. When do they want to?
Wait a
Sam tried to G.I. Joe crawl his way out of the studio without us seeing on camera.
Well, I don't. And their opponent, with a record of 2 wins and 1 defeat, they are the 2018 Ultimate Schmoedown semifinalists. Mark the Android and Draco, Jeff the Inside of Snyder, the Odd Couple. That's Mark and Draco. Mark without Draco. What are we about to find out now? Oh, look at that. Wow. His hat falls off. His hair's coming out of the back. Oh, that another man. What's he doing? Okay. Oh, there he is. I think he has concussions. Yeah. Oh, he's the inside. Not the Odd Couple. He just was spelling himself for real disaster.
Really laying into that character. It must have been some trip to Halloween Town down the street on Magnolia Boulevard.
All right, so there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Our teams have hit it. This is, once again, the winner of this match will find themselves in a #1 contender match in Chicago, April 13th. Those tickets still available. Schmoedownlive.com. They're going fast, only about 100 left. So if you're in the Chicago area, get it. Mark, tell us about the rules, what we got going.
In round number 1, at the desk, we have 3 competitors and 1 person who looks like he's in a community theater production of Rocky.
Hey.
In round number 1, it is an individual exercise for your brains and your brains alone. We will ask 8 questions from 8 different corners of the movie Trivia Schmoedown Galaxy. Each question is worth 1 point. There's no penalty for missing a question. There is no stealing in round number 1. Keep in mind, all competitors, you are not allowed to consult with your teammate during round number 1. Like I said, it's an individual exercise. I will remind each team of your 3 usages of the JTE rule throughout the duration of the match. If you need the question repeated, you're not sure you heard it, or you just want to buy yourself some time, use a JTE rule. Each team also has 1 challenge to be used at any time during the 3 rounds.
All right, now with that being said, I will ask the Odd Couple first. Are you ready?
I mean, first of all, where's Roxy? Where's Roxy?
I have no idea.
Okay, I know Grace is probably watching. She's probably
I don't know, but you guys are ready to go.
Yeah,
okay,
let's do it.
Scream Queens, are you ready?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Then let's get ready to Schmoedown! Here we go. Starting off, all right, guys. First question in the realm of action-adventure. Who plays the villainous Lord Henry Blackwood in 2009's Sherlock Holmes?
Hey, we're friends with the producer. I'm friends with the producer.
The former champion.
Yeah. You want me to introduce you to him?
Please.
Yeah, he's my buddy.
5, 4,
He likes Ninja Turtles.
3,
Can't
2,
remember.
1. Pens down, Jeff Snyder. It's been a while. Mark Strong? Correct. Caleb.
I don't have it.
Didn't have it. Mark.
I had Jared Harris.
And Caleb.
I said-
Sorry, Haley.
I didn't have it.
You didn't have it. All right, so only Frankie put it on. All right, Jeff Snyder hits it.
Snyder very excited about his perfect game thus far. We move on to the next category, and that is the world of comedies. I was told by a patron to not do the giggle after I say comedies, so for that patron, I will simply say,
You're like Jar Jar Binks in it.
and in a fitting question for this particular evening and week, in the Brody Stevens featuring film The Hangover, who plays Jade? Who plays Jade, the character that marries Ed Helms' character after a crazy night in Las Vegas?
When was the last time you went to Vegas?
We call this place
Heather
Loserville,
Graham.
which is usually when I go to Vegas. This is what happens. I'm going to Vegas late
4,
May.
3.
Tickets at markelslive.com.
2, 1. Pens down, please. Pens down, Kaylin. Pens down. And did you have it?
Caitlin?
What do you,
It's, I guess, Elizabeth Banks.
that's incorrect. Mark and
Yes,
Draco.
no.
Heather Graham?
Yes, it is.
Heather Graham.
Yep. And Jeff.
She's the first thing you see when you walk into my apartment. Roller girl, Heather Graham.
Apparently, Jeff Snyder is kidnapped Heather Graham. All right.
So, fun trivia show, also a creepy little insight into Snyder's world.
Yeah. All right. Next question comes from Dramas. In the film Castaway, what is on the FedEx box that Tom Hanks never opens? What is on the FedEx box that Tom Hanks never opens?
Tuffy. Curveball. Yeah. Round number 1. Skalisky really challenging the live audience. 5. He's a big baseball fan. I know. Lives in 4. Near St. Louis. 3. 2. Repeat the question. That's the first one. In the film Castaway, what is on the FedEx box that Tom Hanks never opens? Five, 4, finishing up 3. There are answers. 2, 1. Pens down, please.
Not
And Mark
drop?
Andreyko.
A mailing label?
That's incorrect. Not what we were looking for.
A post-it note?
Incorrect. Snyder.
A return address?
No. Caleb.
Chess box.
No, it was a pair of wings.
Pair of wings?
A pair of wings.
I've seen that movie 100 times.
Hey, great question, Chris.
A pair of wings.
It is not up to you to judge the questions.
All right,
It is
here
up
we
to
go.
me to answer the
Possibly
next
a
one.
perfect game with that one.
All right, here you go. Next one.
It is from the world of the 1980s. These are 80s films, and your question is, this 1984 John Carpenter film about an alien who comes to Earth and takes the form of a woman's dead husband starred Karen Allen and Jeff Bridges. You like how I asked that question like it was super positive?
Yeah. The form of a woman's dead husband. You wanted to get away from the pair of wings. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Haley.
Dark Star?
That's incorrect.
Starman?
Starman's correct.
Starman.
Yes, it is. And Enrico. Starman. Okay. Good. So Haley gets it. 5-2. The odd couple have a 3-point lead here as we get to question number 5. That's fantasy sci-fi. Which James Bond actor appears in the fantasy adventure film Time Bandits?
Hey, do you see what's on the desk? This is from our friends Jose and Emma. They got me a carrot bouquet.
Oh, you know what they got me? Nothing.
Ah,
Just
poor,
kidding. I'm just
poor
kidding.
little guy.
They've got me a lot.
They got you
It's
love
fine.
and support.
Pierce Brosnan?
Have a whole box of LaCroix. 4. Really? 3. Yeah. 2.
Can you repeat the question?
Yes, I can. That's the first one for you guys, and it is: which James Bond character
Actor, thank you.
Sorry. Which James Bond actor appears in the fantasy adventure film Time Bandits?
Time Bandits might be a better movie if you got like a Jaws or a, GoldenEye popping in there.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and Jeff Snyder.
What are these questions?
That's
Time
not-
Bandits?
What do you got?
George Lazenby.
No. Caleb.
Timothy Dalton.
No. Enrico.
Sean Connery.
Yes.
Sean Connery.
Sean Connery. Yes. 7-3. Snyder going with the Lazenby pool. 6-3. Okay, next question.
Our next word comes from the fascinating universe of animated films. These are movies drawn by hand or on a computer. Your question: which actor who also voiced Randall in Monsters, Inc. provides the voice of Wayne the Wolfman in Hotel Transylvania?
Tell you, I like Hotel Transylvania.
I was just going to say, underrated trilogy
I
now?
watch it with my daughter all the time. She
I
loves it.
think it's a trilogy because they went on a cruise ship.
5,
The last one.
4,
Billy
3.
Crystal.
2, 1. Pens down. And Caleb.
Did she have
Caleb?
correct
I don't have
answer?
Didn't have it. Mark
Didn't have
Enrico. Nope. Haley, no. And Snyder.
Stephen Buscemi.
Yes, it is. 7-3.
Snyder, the star of the game thus far.
So far, 7-3. And your next question here: horror/thriller. Horror/thriller. Which 2010 horror film is about a group of strangers being stuck in an elevator and realizing that one of them may be Lucifer himself?
Question
Devil.
and follow-up question.
You didn't give me any credit on that read.
Oh no, it was very well done.
You don't care.
You were just buying time, so I wouldn't ask you the question or the
5,
follow-up.
4, 3,
I get you, Harwell.
2, 1. Mark Andreyko. Nope. Haley. Yes.
What they
Snyder.
call me in the sack.
Devil. And
F. Devil.
Devil. All right. So Scream Queen's actually getting a little bit of leeway there because it's now
8-5, and 3-point lead from the odd couple with the final question.
And the final question is a Patreon question. The following question to you comes from John Patterson, everybody. How about a hand for John Patterson? John Patterson, thank you for your support. If you are watching this somehow and you are not a member of the Movie Trivia Schmoedown Patreon, check out the Schmoedown Patreon today. Select which tier is right for you, and maybe one day I will say your name on a live streamed show. John Patterson wanted the world of 90s movies to be the last question in round one. These are the 1990s. Jeff Goldblum famously says the line, "Must go faster," in both Jurassic Park and what other 1990s film? You see a lot of
Independence
people
Day.
writing down Jurassic
Good.
Park.
You like those tips?
Yeah, I love the little
5,
switch.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, and Haley.
Independence Day?
Yes, it is. Snyder. Independence Day. There you go. And Caleb.
I don't have it.
And Draco.
He's carrying me. I have no idea.
Didn't have it. Okay. So 9-6, 3 points though. Odd couple has 3 points, and it is now a 3-point game as we get into round number 2. Mark, how does round number 2 go?
In round number 2, this is known as the wheel round, the wheel of fate, doom, and justice. On that wheel, you'll see 10 slices from 10 different corners of the Movie Trivia Schmoedown galaxy, as well as everybody's favorite spinner's choice and every competitor's dread opponent's choice. Each wedge has 6 questions therein. Each question's worth 2 points. There's no penalty for missing a question. If you're not sure of the answer, you can ask us for multiple choice. We'll give you 4 options, one of which we promise is the correct answer, at which point the value of the question goes down to 1. Keep in mind, competitors and teams, there is stealing available in round number 2. The good news for the teams is that you are allowed to consult with each other on each and every question that we ask, because the odd couple currently finds themselves enjoying a 3-point advantage. They have the option if they would like to spin the wheel first or second. Before we get to that, I will remind everybody that that wheel right there has 2 slices that are Patreon sponsored. Those slices are new releases and Scarlett Johansson. So if either team spins new releases or ScarJo and they select that for their round 2 category, we will say the name of that patron. And also, please ask each team, whoever's spinning, be very, very gentle with the wheel. It's an old wheel. Just all you got to do is breathe on it.
We're working on a new one.
And with that, the odd couple, would you like to spin first or defer to your opponents? All right, Jeff Snyder talking to a mannequin.
We're gonna defer, and we're gonna let the ladies go first. All right, here you go. Okay, so Haley, once again, please spin from the wheel, not the pegs.
The wheel, not the peg. Is that on any merch just yet?
Should be.
Very gentle
Good spin, Haley.
And that's a great spin. I want everybody to see what kind of spin that was as we await Josh Makuga going to Home Depot.
And we're gonna hit new releases.
New releases.
They're gonna stick with new releases.
They're going to stick with new releases, which means I get to say the name of Lance Dorr. Lance Dorr is our patron. How about a hand for Lance Dorr? He's our patron, and he wanted new releases. So now we get into the new releases. Once again, ladies, 6 questions in the world of new releases. These are movies that came out in the last 12 to 18 months, give or take a few months, and a FedEx box of wings. And your first of 6 question, and you're allowed to consult on each and every one of these. In the film Black Klansman, who played John David Washington's undercover counterpart, Flip?
Adam Driver?
It is, in fact, Adam Driver. All right, your next question for the lead here early in round number 2. What 2018 action comedy starred Mila Kunis and Kate McKinnon?
The Spy Who Dumped Me.
The Spy Who Dumped Me?
It was The Spy Who Dumped Me. They have the lead. The odd couple shaking in their boots a little bit. All right, your next question. Name the film with the following synopsis. After a malicious data hack exposes the secrets of the perpetually American town of Salem, chaos descends and 4 girls must fight to survive while coping with the hack themselves.
Assassination Nation?
Christian, they are on. 2 more points.
Haley Strang, big straight to Haley. Odd couple still only down 3 points though.
All right, I mean, it's a 3-point lead, but again, if they don't get the spin that they want, maybe, then the Scream Queen steals something. Yeah. You're really in hot water. We move back to Scream Queens for your next question, and that is, what 2018 historical drama stars Oscar Isaac and Ben Kingsley?
Multiple choice, please.
Is it A, Sweet Country, B, 12 Strong, C, Operation Finale, or D, Leave No Trace?
Operation Finale?
12 strong.
That is incorrect for a 1-point steal.
Operation Finale.
It is Operation Finale. That's a big steal. So now, Christian, the Scream Queens find themselves with 2 more questions left in round number 2. They enjoy a 2-point lead, but again, the odd couple has not spun yet. So, Scream Queens, your question is, in the film Bumblebee, what does Charlie's mother get her for her birthday?
A helmet?
It is, in fact, a helmet. Good. And you kids out there riding your bikes and your skateboards, doing your whatnot, make sure you are indeed wearing a helmet.
Last question here.
Your last question. In round number 2 for 2 points, if you get it right off the bat, in the film Ant-Man and the Wasp, who plays the old friend and former lab assistant to Hank Pym?
Is that, Lawrence
Multiple
Fishburne?
choice, please.
I can do that. Is it A, Louis Gossett Jr., B, Forrest Whitaker, C, Giancarlo Esposito,
Lawrence
or D,
Fishburne.
Lawrence Fishburne?
Fishburne. Fishburne.
5, 4, 3.
Forrest Whitaker.
That is incorrect for 1-point steal.
Lawrence Fishburne.
They got the steal.
Okay, so look at that. So the Scream Queens have had a very nice round, and they
did.
They find themselves 3 points ahead of the odd couple, who will now see themselves to the wheel here. That was 6 questions in round number 2, and now Jeff Snyder hits the wheel. No, he doesn't want it. Draco does not want to spin it. And here we go.
Jeff Snyder looks like he was doing some business at the docks earlier.
Here's the spin.
Very gentle spin. Thank you, Mr. Snyder.
All right, round and round we go.
So, Christian, you got to figure, because it's the odd couple, Snyder was also, I mean, look, he covers
Look at
movies.
this. Look at this.
You know his new
Look at
releases.
this. Look at
could be
this.
Spinner's Choice.
Spinner's Choice. It is.
Spinner's Choice.
What do they want?
They are the odd couple
I
for
know.
a reason, so are they going to be able
I
to
don't know what they're going to want.
settle on one wheel wedge?
What are they going to want? Because Draco had a rough first round, but again, Snyder, they have to work together
And
here.
keep in mind, new releases is off the board.
It's off the board.
What
are you going for? All right. Matthew McConaughey?
That would be Carl's Jr. spokesperson, Matthew
All
McConaughey.
right. Matthew McConaughey it is. All right, gentlemen. Here we go, guys. So you're going to get 6 questions in the world of Matthew McConaughey.
The wild, wonderful world of the Lincoln owner.
Here's the first one. In the film Gold, who plays Matthew McConaughey's longtime girlfriend, Kay?
Haven't seen it.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Multiple choice.
Is it A, Kate Hudson, B, Bryce Dallas Howard, C, Jennifer Garner, D, Jessica Chastain?
Bryce
Dallas
Dallas Howard.
Howard.
For 1 point. That's correct.
He had to take the sunglasses off early on round 2.
All right, here's question number 2, guys. Here's question 2. Who starred as Matthew McConaughey's
Sarah
love
Jessica
interest
Parker.
in Failure to Launch?
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Sarah Jessica Parker. 2 points. Tie game.
Tie ball game. Matthew McConaughey bearing fruit so far.
All right. Matthew McConaughey appears in which 2017 film based off a Stephen King novel?
I know this.
The Dark Tower.
That's
Dark
correct.
Tower.
2 points.
Rave reviews for the Dark Tower.
All right, here we go. Question number 4. Question number 4. Which 2006 sports drama tells the true story of a community trying to deal with the aftermath of a plane crash that kills an entire university football team?
We are Marshall.
Yep, 2 points.
And so now, this is what we know the odd couple is capable of doing. The crowd going crazy, especially the 7-year-olds. It is now a 4-point advantage for the odd couple, and they still have a couple questions remaining, Christian.
That's my base. That's my base. All right, here we go.
Jeff Snyder bringing his kids to today's event.
All right, here we go. In Contact, which famous British actor plays the secretive billionaire industrialist S.R. Haddon, who funds the creation of the alien transport machine?
Is that Sean Bean? I think that's Sean Bean.
Multiple choice.
A, Ben Kingsley.
Okay, no.
B, John Hurt. C, Anthony Hopkins. D, Michael Caine.
John Hurt.
Who was the last one? Michael Caine.
John Hurt.
Don't get all cute with the
Sorry,
accent.
buddy.
John Hurt.
5, 4, 3,
No,
2.
overrule you. Anthony Hopkins.
It's incorrect.
Can we hear the options again?
Yes, you can. Is it A, Ben Kingsley, B, John Hurt, C, Anthony Hopkins, D, Michael Caine?
Ben Kingsley?
Also incorrect. Looking for John Hurt.
John Hurt.
John Hurt. All right, last
John
question,
Hurt.
guys. Last question for Matthew McConaughey. Ugly. Here we go. Okay. What former American president did Anthony Hopkins portray in Steven Spielberg's Amistad?
Kidding me? What former president did Anthony Hopkins play in Amistad? Multiple choice.
Is it A, John Adams, B, James Madison, C, James Monroe, D, John Quincy
John
Adams?
Quincy Adams. Never seen Amistad. John Quincy Adams.
5, 4, 3.
John Quincy Adams?
That's correct for 1 point. All right, so the odd couple has a 5-point lead as we get into the third and final round. All right, Mark, tell us the rules for round number 3.
In round number 3, this is the round that will determine your winner and your loser unless we go to sudden death. With the odd couple currently enjoying a 5-point advantage, here's how it works. Each team is going to give us a series of numbers. These numbers can range from 1 to 20. Each number corresponds to a different corner of the movie trivia Schmoedown galaxy that we have up here at the answer desk. Your first question is worth 2 points, the next one's 3 points, and the last one is worth 5 points. Here's where it gets tricky, is that once we give you the category for your 2-point question, the team has to decide which individual is going to answer it. You may not consult with your teammate for the 2-point or the 3-point that will be answered by the other teammate. You may only consult for your 5-point question should we make it that far. Now, the odd couple, they had a nice comeback run in round number 2, meaning they will be giving us their numbers first. From 1 to 20, what feels lucky?
6, 12, 18.
6, 12, and 18. Making it easy, going in order.
Scream Queens.
1, 13, 5.
All right, 1, 13, and 5 for the Scream Queens who will be up first.
Can I give him a little gift first?
What do you want to give them?
I've got a little pouch here.
Oh, nice.
And I know you guys are big horror fans, so I got you a candle from The Purge. It's an emergency survival candle. You might want to light it right now.
Wow.
Very
look
on
at
brand, Jeff.
Snyder.
I thought he was actually doing something genuinely nice.
No, he was
realize we're the odd couple,
he was re-gifting something that he got about a year ago. All right, let's do it. All right, it's my
It
leg.
ended up being that it is a purge candle. Please do not light any pyrotechnics here in our studio.
Here we go. Scream Queens trying to avoid the TKO here, and we start with your 2-pointer, which is category 1 in the realm of 2000s. Who would like to take the 2-pointer?
I'll take it.
You're going to take it. Okay, Haley, here we go. Who played Virginia Woolf in The Hours?
Nicole Kidman.
2 points.
She's wearing sunglasses, but I can tell she did not blink when answering that question.
So now we're going to get to the 3-pointer by Kaylin, which is number 13. Crime. In the film Sicario, who plays Ted, the Phoenix police officer that Kate takes back to her place?
Haven't seen Sicario.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, nothing. The answer was John Barenthal. The answer was John Barenthal. Okay.
John Bernthal. So now it's the 5-point question.
So now the 5 points, if they hit it, it'll bounce back to the odd couple who will have to answer. However, if the Scream Queens miss the 5-pointer, the odd couple are going to go to Chicago to face who's the boss for the number 1 contender spot. And your question is from the realm of new releases. New releases. Here you go. 5 points. In the film Paddington 2, what is the name of the prison cook who is played by Brendan Gleeson?
Reminder, the teams can confer.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
No.
And your winner, by way of technical knockout, going to Chicago, Mark the Android and Draco, and Jack the Insider Snyder, the Odd Couple.
Knuckles. We were looking for Knuckles or Knuckles McGinty. We would have accepted as well. A heartbreak for the Scream Queen, but don't take anything away from the Odd Couple, Christian. They got a TKO. They earned it with a brilliant round number 2.
Now, Jeff Snyder finds himself somewhere that he hasn't been in a little bit since the spectacular, the first spectacular. He is in a number one contender match. He could get there. And Mark Andreyko now closer to a team title shot somewhere he has not been yet. But they're playing Who's the Boss. You talk about drama. I mean, there's so much drama there now with that matchup, with whether it's Finstock being the manager of the old Lions Den, whether it's Snyder, who used to do Meet the Movie Press with Riley, Ben Bateman and Roxy. That's all I'll say about that. And then you've got, there's so much going on with it. It's crazy that they're going to meet up. But now the question is also for the Scream Queens, where do they go? What happens with the Scream Queens? I think there was a hard-fought match, and they hit some good ones, they missed some, and now they're going to be talking to Jen Sturger in just a second here, and we'll get, look, it's nothing to beat themselves up about. It was a tough one.
You understand that they have a wealth of knowledge. I think they maybe displayed their broadness as far as categories that they're able to answer a lot of questions from in this match more than any other one. They had a game effort in round number 1, really hit their stride in round number 2, and look, that's a tough, Paddington too. Not everybody, certainly people didn't see it as much as the first Paddington, so Knuckles McGinty, that's a tough 5-pointer to lose on, but that is the way that the match went. And like Christian teased, we now have an interview with the Scream Queens, who now sit at 2-1 for their lifetime record, with our own Jen Sturger. Jen, take it away.
What's up, Movie Trivia Schmoedown fans? Jen Sturger here with the Scream Queens. Look, I gotta say this. Jeff Snyder got in my head that last round, so I can't imagine what you guys were feeling underneath those lights out there.
Oh, it was a stressful game, but I don't want to give Snyder the credit for it. There were tough questions. I'm sad about some of the misses. Knuckles McGinty is going to kill me forever. But we went out there, we were a little rusty, it's been a while. Hopefully we'll shake that off next time.
I was gonna say, you guys haven't played in a while. Do you feel like ring rust was an actual thing for you guys?
I feel like, a little rusty under those lights right now. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I guess the real question is, how do we regroup from this? How do we move on?
Just thinking lots of preparation.
Yeah.
Lots of...
We should just have Snyder bug us every day.
Yeah, we're working.
You don't want that.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, try working here. We just need to prepare, and I feel like being back in the room with the crowd gets you more on the level of what to expect. It is, it's one thing when you're at home and you're practicing and you're going through your notes or whatever, but it's another thing when there's all these lovely people cheering and looking at you and wanting you to do well.
But like I said, you guys have absolutely nothing to be ashamed of. You left it all out there and you took them to round 3. I guess, who's next?
What do you want?
Who do you want?
I always say this is the most boring answer, but I want to, get drunk and play with the wild berries. They're just fun.
That's an answer I think we can all respect. All right, back to you, Christian.
I like that match, and I would, we could organize that match in a couple hours if we were to keep the stream going.
I think Makuga and Dewberry are passed out in the studio somewhere.
It is a little late for them.
Sure, I can find them. But listen, that was, I like that. It was classy. I love the Scream Queens. Haley and Kayla, I bet you the pop-up and the free-for-all. There's so much respect that you got to give those ladies for. They had a really strong second round. It was a rough first round. They came back. They really showed up in the second, and they just ran into, I think, a more experienced team.
Yeah, when you were doing the introductions and you're saying how many championship matches that the Odd Couple collectively have contended for, have competed in, have won, it's daunting for anybody. It'd be daunting if you and I just for announcing the match. So I think the Odd Couple, such an intimidation factor there, but the Scream Queens did not blink. They just came up a little short here today, and like you mentioned before, the Odd Couple now going to Chicago.
Yeah, they are going to Chicago, and Jeff Snyder and Andreyko find themselves in a number 1 contender match against Who's the Boss and their old manager, and I'm sure we're going to find out a lot about how they're feeling about that. Here's Jen Sturger.
I always wonder how I end up here, Christian. Jeff, if the Me Too movement had a costume, I think you nailed it today.
Not
not sure how to respond to that one, but thank you for the congratulations,
But no,
Jennifer.
seriously, look. Before the tournament started, the Anarchy tournament started, no one thought this team had a chance. You guys just have
Really?
way too. Your personalities are like oil and water. Let's be real.
We are an odd couple, yes.
You very much are. But besides that, you had your past history, obviously, with the Lions Den. So, how have you guys managed to make this work and carry it on throughout not only the tournament but now?
Well, I'm going to say Roxy is instrumental in that, even though she's not here today. She's with us in spirit because she really cornered us and made us listen to each other and play our strengths. And, you know, if you noticed during the 2-point round, we turned and faced each other and we were conversing, and it was all about listening and being present. I will say, hats off to the Scream Queens. Those questions they had in their final round. The cook in Paddington 2, it's like, who's the craft service in Paddington 2? That was an impossible question. So I look forward to seeing them because I think they're great. But Jeff carried the first round. You know, I got to kick the rust off, but most of this is because of Jeff, but except for my John Quincy hat.
That was a big pull with Amistad. I hadn't seen that, hadn't seen Paddington 2. Hats off to the Scream Queens. They did play really well. I mean, I got Spinner's choice, so like that's a tough break. Especially, you know, as the announcers were saying, we've got a lot more experience. But you heard it. The evidence was there on the tape. Okay, when they announced Mark Andreyko as my partner, I let out a woo-hoo. Because I was excited. I knew we could do great things in this league. There was a free trip to Chicago on the line. I've never been to the Windy City, and now I'm going to send the Scream Queens a postcard.
And my family is in Chicago, so it'll be nice to have my nephews come and actually see me compete. So.
And Christian gets to save money on a hotel room. Fantastic. So, I guess, like I said, the next opponent is going to be Who's the Boss in Chicago, live in front of a studio audience. It's going to be fantastic.
It's going to be delicious. I can't wait to beat Bateman again.
But let's be real, like, there's a lot on the line for you guys personally. You know, your history, obviously, with Bateman and, you know, with Finstock, your former manager at the Lions Den. You're going to be facing Riley, who have a lot of history.
Give me all the Mark Riley you can get on the schedule, okay? All day long at the office, this guy's like, who did this? Who was in that? And I got to take care of it.
Start feeding him wrong answers, man.
I'm going to.
But then, you know, you even have Roxy, who's got her history with Ben. Like, this is a full-on episode of Passions minus the midgets at this point, you know?
Little people.
Gotta keep it PC around here for you, Mark. But seriously, are you guys pumped? As a fan, I know I am.
Well, I'm really excited because it's my first time competing live. So, and to be able to compete live and have my family there and see all the weirdness that makes up my life is going to be fun. And, you know, Chicago's...
All of this, you mean?
Well, that's just the tip of the iceberg. And you know, this is just going to be a blast to do a live event and feed off that energy. It'll be, at the very least, it's going to be a really fun match. And ultimately, win or lose, you want to have a fun, challenging match.
Absolutely.
No one knows how to service a crowd like I do, Jen, okay? And I'm going to give them a show in Chicago. You can bet on that. Buy your tickets right now.
If this wasn't live, I have so many jokes right now.
You and me both, buddy. You and me both. But I do have, before I let you guys go, like...
Welcome, Christian.
Like, where is Roxy right now?
I think Grace did something to the brakes in her car, actually.
I think she gave her the wrong address. I think Roxy ended up going south. We all came north. I don't know how she confused it, but yeah, I think Grace had something to do with it.
All right, well, hopefully we get to the bottom of that soon. Back to you guys at the desk.
All right, look, once again, the odd couple throwing some accusations over at Grace. That's been happening. We don't know for sure. Grace is back. She's done some things in the past, but there's no proof yet.
Very fishy what's going on behind the scenes there.
But what we do know is that the odd couple is now going to face Who's the Boss for the #1 contendership. They will face the winner of Critically Acclaimed or the Shire Wolves, who have a scrap coming up pretty soon. But yeah, like Jen was saying, there's just so much history there now between the odd couple and Who's the Boss, and you get to see it live. If you're in Chicago, go and check it out. That's right, Chicago, April 13th. April 13th at the Schmoedownlive.com. And don't forget, March 23rd, 40 competitors.
40, it says 35 on the flyer, Christian. Are you sure you're counting right?
I made it a little harder for both the graphics people and the editor people because I added 5 more. That's right, 40 competitors downtown LA at the Globe Theater. You guys can come watch it live. And you want to see just what it's going to look like? Take a look. We'll be there. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. 35 competitors. Who's going to be the last person standing? 5 competitors will start at the table. People who have the lowest amount of points on the desk will be eliminated.
and then new competitors will enter.
You never know who's coming down the ramp next.
You guys can be there to watch it all go down in downtown LA. Give it up for John Humphrey. Wow, Irwin has not missed head to head to head to head to figure out who is the ultimate champion here. This is something special.
Well, it was a pretty good match. Tough break in the third round for the Scream Queens. They gave it their best shot. But congrats to the odd couple. Jeff, Mark, Roxy, she couldn't be there. Some fishy stuff going on between her and Grace. That, Grace is always up to some dirty tricks. But odd couple will be facing Who's the Boss at the live event in Chicago. That's going to be an amazing match. Can't wait for that. But yeah, solid match. If you like my reactions, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, Christopher Woodburn. You can find me on Twitter, Chris Woodburn83. Facebook, Christopher Michael Woodburn. And if you do Schmoedown reactions, trailer reactions, come join the MTS Fan Reaction League on Facebook. It's a lot of fun. So until next time, Mr. Boy C-Dub. Peace.